John Boyd, an Air Force pilot, was able to consistently beat other pilots in dogfights with considerably worse planes because he created and used this decision framework I'm about to show you. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how you can utilize it in your trading to make more money. My teachings aren't theoretical. They're practical and backed by more than $10 million in student results. By teaching my traders simple psychological shifts and frameworks like the one I'm going to show you in this video, I've been able to help these traders go on to make tens of thousands of dollars in payouts, secure 6 to 7 figures in funding, and help traders transition out of their 9-to-5 jobs to trade full-time. All the things I teach and share came from my own recovery early in my trading career, where I lost a large round of private investment entrusted to me. Now, this particular framework, referred to as the OODA loop, created by John Boyd, an Air Force pilot, and which was later taught to other branches of military under something referred to as the discourse on winning and losing, a very practical thing for traders to understand. Now, this OODA loop was referred to as the observe, orient, decide, and act loop, a specific step-by-step framework which can guide you in high-pressure environments. It guided Air Force pilots and other branches of military in life-threatening, high-pressure environments where their own lives and other people's lives were on the line. It was a framework that allowed them to make rational and objective decisions in these high-pressure environments. Now, John Boyd himself said the orient part of the framework is the most important, because if a pilot can orientate themselves in the proper position, they're the ones that have the upper hand, and they're more likely to be the one that wins. And I've found exactly the same thing with the thousands of traders I've worked with over 92 plus countries. Although these traders aren't faced with the same life-threatening situations as soldiers or people in the military or even people in emergency services. However, a trader's amygdala, their animal brain, is going to perceive a life-threatening situation. It's going to perceive a threat, and the same survival responses, the same fight or flight, adrenaline and cortisol responses are going to fire within the trader, even if their life isn't in imminent threat. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the orient part of the framework. I'm going to show you how you can apply this observe, orient, decide, and act framework in your trading to ultimately help you make more money trading, to help you take on funded accounts, help you get payouts, just like I've helped my students do. Now, depending on how you orientate yourself relative to the market will determine whether you have consistent profitability or not. The other 3 components of the framework kind of fall into place if you're orientated correctly. Your orientation is everything. In other words, how you perceive the market and how you interpret the market is everything. You can take a 6, and from one vantage point, it's perceived as a 6. From another vantage point, it's perceived as a 9. Your perception impacts a lot of your decision-making and your action. Where you're orientated relative to the market determines whether you have consistent profitability or not. Let me explain. I love teaching this framework of reality versus actuality. There are many different words to describe this same framework. You could have your perception versus reality. You can have multiple different words that interchange the same principle. But the trader, in their mind, is their reality. It's actuality filtered through their previous experiences, through their objectives and goals, through their value systems, through their belief systems, and through their expectations. You have to understand our reality as we go through the markets and we trade, or we go through life and we interpret experiences in life, is riddled by bias. A typical and common bias is confirmation bias. I speak about confirmation bias a lot on this channel. And these biases take whatever is in actuality, and once filtered through our perception, that information and actuality is distorted. Certain information is blocked out through disconfirmation bias. Certain information is let in through confirmation bias and selective attention. Whatever is supporting our value system, our objectives, our belief system, our framework is taken in, and we decide and act on that information. So depending on how we orientate ourselves in the market, depending on whether we're caught in our own reality or we have the ability to see the market more clearly through a broader perspective and a broader lens and see more of actuality, will actually determine what information is let in and what information we're deciding and acting on. You have to understand, many traders aren't left with great decisions and actions because the information they're making decisions and actions on in the first place is so distorted. So if a trader knows how to reorientate themselves and close the gap between reality and actuality, between their perspective and what is actually out there, then they have better, more objective data to be able to make decisions and actions on. And really, a big part of my job when I work with traders is helping them close that gap, helping them get out of their own head and see the market for what it actually is, so they have objective data to then be making wise decisions and actions on to have consistent profitability. But a lot of this has to do with the trader's vantage point, how broad they're actually seeing the market. So the market, in actuality, takes in any given asset, it weighs up supply versus demand, and it prices in that particular asset. The market is what it is. It's a price over time. Now, the trader in their own mind, depending on their expectations, depending on their belief systems, depending on whether they put a buy or sell order, will make that objective price either good or bad, depending on whether it moves towards their take profit or towards their stop loss. But that's all the trader's interpretation in their reality based on their expectations and whether they put a buy or sell order on. You have to understand that when one trader puts a buy order on and the market starts moving higher and that one trader is perceiving that as good, there's another trader who put the exact opposite, a sell order on, because they've traded in this moment, and they're labeling that price moving up bad. So is that price moving up good or bad? Well, it's neither. It depends on your vantage point. It depends on what expectations and what order you put on. It depends on how broad your perspective is, all the above. So our reality is fickle and it changes depending on how much of actuality we're letting in, how broad our perspective is. But the issue is many traders have a narrow perspective. They're only seeing it from their experiences, their objectives, their value systems, their beliefs, their expectations. They're caught up in their own head, projecting onto the market what they want on that individual trade, and they don't have a broad enough perspective to orientate themselves, and as a result, they make poor decisions and actions. Now, every trader, every human being has more survival parts of the brain, which are referred to as the subcortical areas of the brain. The amygdala is one of the biggest drivers of the survival state, trying to keep you alive. And all the amygdala wants to do is avoid pain, seek after pleasure. Your amygdala doesn't care about a plan. It doesn't care about thinking into the future or consistent profitability or strategic execution. All it does is it does whatever it can to keep you alive, meaning it wants to avoid pain, loss, unmet expectations, drawdown. It wants to alleviate that state and put it into immediate gratifying in that moment. We all have a prefrontal cortex, which is a more executive part of the brain, later developed once the basic needs in society were met. Then the prefrontal functions start to come online. It starts to be a new layer in the brain responsible for strategic thinking, being more of a visionary, having plans that you execute on. And this is the process part of your brain. Every trader must learn how to get out of survival, how to manage the dynamic of seeking after pleasure on the individual trade and trying to avoid pain on the individual trade, and transition out of that into process-based thinking, which is irrespective of whether the market gives me a win or a loss on that individual trade, I'm going to stick to my process. This is how the best traders can orientate themselves to then make wise actions and decisions. Because if you're down here, orientating yourself, caught up in your own desires from the market, then what happens is think about this. You're only thinking about what you want to make from the market in terms of dollar or percentage or R. Then all you're going to let in through confirmation bias is information that supports that bias, that belief. You're going to block out any cues and risks the market's trying to communicate to you. And you're going to go into that trade expecting a win on that individual trade and associate dopamine to the outcome that you've created in your own mind. And then inevitably and irrevocably, you're going to attract highly painful losses because your edge has both win and loss in it. But the more addicted you are to winning and the more attached you are to winning on the individual trade, the more painful losses you attract. And really the reason the losses are so painful is because it's an unmet expectation from the expectations you've associated here and a withdrawal of dopamine. So traders who get stuck in the boom and bust cycle are stuck in survival. They're focused on trying to win each individual trade, imposing their expectations and beliefs onto the market, and they're getting smacked by inevitable losses every so often, which create pain, which drive them down revenge pattern sequences, which drive them down over trading as a way to get out of that pain. But these traders are stuck in survival. The traders who ultimately have consistent profitability are the ones who can break out of this survival state to process. And the ones who can have consistent profitability can orientate themselves up here as opposed to being stuck down here. You see, this is a false win. Winning an individual trade is a false win. All it does is it feeds your pride, your ego, your dopamine on the individual trade, and your fantasy, and it sets you up for later failures. This up here is a true win. The traders who can orientate themselves to true wins, which is irrespective of whether this individual trade is a win or a loss, I'm sticking to my trading plan because I know I have an edge over a large sample space. I have proper risk management that allows me to take 100 trades without blowing up. And I just focus on consistently executing my trading plan, irrespective of this trade being a win or a loss. The traders who are truly detaching from the win are therefore removing fear of loss or fear of missing out on that individual trade, because these two are entangled, and they're thinking more long-term. And the research actually shows that the blood glucose and oxygen go from the subcortical areas of the brain to the more executive parts of the brain. This is where the trader can let in full information because they're not caught in a bias, and they can make objective decisions. These are the traders who are orientated from a higher perspective, seeing a broader perspective of the market, not caught in one outcome, but accepting both possible outcomes. Those are the traders who can make the wisest actions and decisions. So let's bring it back to this framework now. If you orientate yourself in process-based thinking, which allows for both win and loss because you have proper risk management and you've got an edge over a large sample space, then it becomes very easy to decide and act. The decision is, does the market align with my criteria and my trading plan? If it does, you act. But you see, if you're caught in the amygdala and you're seeking after a win on the individual trade, then guess what happens? You always get stuck in between the worst of two evils, because you see a potential win on that trade and now you're fearful of not taking the trade because you're going to potentially miss out on the win. But then you're also fearful of taking the trade because if you're addicted to the win, you're fearing the loss, and the loss could be inevitable in that trade. So you get caught in between the worst of the two evils and you have hesitation. All hesitation, all frustration, all emotion in your trading are actually a symptom of you not orientating yourself in process-based thinking. And then guess what? If you're in process-based thinking, you decide clearly, you act clearly, and then you have the best observation because you've got the highest vantage point. You can take on all the relevant information. You can then orientate yourself better. You can decide, you can act. This is what I've seen consistent with the most successful traders that I've worked with that have gone on to secure 6 and 7 figures in funding, tens of thousands of dollars in payouts, that have been able to do this full time. And now traders, if you resonate with this, I encourage you to check out my free training on the BPM 3.0. It actually stands for Bulletproof Your Trading Mindset, which is, it's quite relevant for this video. So if you found this useful and you want to take one step further and learn more and understand this on a deeper level, I encourage you to download that training, watch that training immediately. That's where I go in further depth on mindset principles to help you become a better trader. Now, in BPM 3.0, I've also integrated my AI-powered trading psychology dashboard and technology called TellerX. So you get your own free dashboard to start tracking your human behavioral points, and the TellerX AI will learn you and will intervene in real time when you're starting to make decisions out of outcome-based thinking. So believe it or not, those two things are completely free in the description, the first comment. If you don't already have them, make sure you sign up and start implementing them right away. Traders, if you found value from this video, you just got one insight from the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.